weather outside. Where has that beautiful sunshine gone? Please, please, sunshine, can you come back as soon as possible? Here we go again. Yes, it is English Addict, and we are live from the birthplace of English, which just happens to be England. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Things are slowly beginning to go back to normal. Very, very slowly. And just to prove it, here we are once again with English Addict Live. For those who don't know who I am, maybe you are wondering, who is that strange man on the screen? Who is it? I don't know who he is. I don't recognise his face. My name is Duncan. I teach English on YouTube. I've been doing this for ever such a long time. Ever such a long time. Many, many years, in fact. I won't tell you how many, because you might accuse me of showing off. You might say, Mr. Duncan, you are always blowing your own trumpet. If a person blows their own trumpet, what you are saying is they are always showing off about their achievements and the things they are able to do. Talking of which, we will be taking a look at words and phrases connected to that subject. The things you are able to do and the things you are unable to do. They are opposites, and there are many phrases, many words that we can use when we are talking about ability and things you are not able to do. Of course, as I always believe, from my own personal point of view, we are all capable. We are all able to do something. I think so. We all have some talent. We all have some sort of ability. We all have something that we are able to do. You, me, everybody. So it's a rainy day today, just like the carpenters. Except today it is rainy days and Wednesdays. Always get me down. Yeah. So yes, the weather unfortunately is not looking good, and that is one of the reasons why I am back in the studio. Also, don't forget, I am here every day. I have been here every day since the start of this crazy time. Also, shall we have a look in the garden? Okay. And there you can see the bird feeder. Now, the bird feeder this morning was very busy. There were birds all over this bird feeder. But, of course, now I have activated my camera, the birds have all vanished. Either that, or Mr. Steve has gone outside, and now he's disturbing the birds. Maybe that's the reason why, yes. If in doubt, what I always say is, if in doubt, blame Mr. Steve. You are now welcome to blame Steve for anything that goes wrong. So you can see it is raining. Oh, hello, we have a little bird there. Thank you very much. That bird came and then went very quickly. It didn't want to hang around. I wasn't sure what that was actually. I think it may have been a marsh tit. I'm not sure, because it came so quickly and then disappeared. So there were birds all over this bird feeder, and now they've all disappeared. Typical. Isn't that just typical? It's so typical. I've waited all morning to show you that bird feeder, and then the moment I turn the camera on, they all vanish. Can you believe it? I hope you are not going to vanish. I hope you are not going to disappear into thin air. Because, well, to be honest with you, I'm here and I hope you will stay with me as well. Here we go again. Lots of people already on the live stream watching and hopefully getting involved as well. You are more than welcome to get in touch on the live chat. And it's very nice to see you here once again on this Wednesday. Thank you ever such a lot for clicking on me today. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, can I say hello to the live chat? Yes. Today we have a very special person who has a very fast finger. Their finger is so fast you can't even see it. It is invisible. The finger is moving so fast you can't even see it. What are you talking about, Mr. Duncan? I'm talking about the live chat and the fact that Zoran Lessie. Hello, Zoran. Nice to see you here today. Guess what? You are first on today's live chat. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Thank you, Zoran. Also, Vitas is here. You weren't first today. There is someone now who has a faster finger than you. Ooh. Lolly Lolly, Mosen, also, never give up. Never give up. I like that. Never give up. Never say no. Never back down. Never say die. Never say, I can't do this. Never quit. Never give up. Thank you very much. Also to Liminson. Hello, Liminson. Nice to see you here as well. Constantine, Anna, also Lolly. Zab Marge is here as well. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I can't wait to see you. Well, here I am. I hope I wasn't a big disappointment when you first saw me. Maybe you thought, ugh, what's that? What is that I can see on my screen? Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do about this. I was born this way. Talking of which, Boris has another baby. Have you heard the news? Boris has a little baby son. I don't know how this is possible because we only heard the news that Boris Johnson's girlfriend, wife, I'm not quite sure, was pregnant. So it only seems like 5 or 6 weeks ago since we found out that Boris Johnson's wife, girlfriend, was pregnant. So either she kept it a secret for a very long time, or this is some sort of new, very fast development of a little baby that we haven't heard of before. Mr. Duncan, you shouldn't say things like that. It's okay. I'm not being personal. I'm not being rude. I'm just curious. So maybe she knew that she was pregnant a long time ago. However, they only announced the news a few weeks ago. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else. Please don't attack me. You have to be so careful what you say nowadays. You really do. Hello also to Chintan. Hello, Chintan. I like your name, by the way, Chintan. Did I pronounce your name correctly? I always worry at night when I'm in bed I am dreaming, and sometimes I have nightmares as well. And quite often I'm thinking, did I pronounce those names right? Did I pronounce them correctly on the live chat? So sometimes I do worry a lot about these things, maybe too much. Flower Espoir is here today. I like my echo. I've missed my little echo. Hello to Flower Espoir. It is so nice to see you again. Hello, Noemi. Hello also, Anya. Partridge is here. Also, we have Christina. Hello, Christina. Sorry, Mr. Duncan, but today is the 29th of April. Did I say the 28th? Is it the 29th today? Where did yesterday go? Is it really the 29th? Oh, my goodness. I've got the day wrong. I've got the day right, but not the date. It is the 28th or the 29th, or who knows. It might be Christmas Day, for all I know. So now you can see the confusion that everything is causing at the moment. Sometimes I can't remember what day of the week it is, and sometimes I can't remember what the date is. So it is it is the 29th. For those who were worried, maybe you thought you had gone back in time to the previous day. It is the 29th. Can I just say, it is the 29th of April. Tomorrow is the last day of April. And then on Friday, it is the 1st of May. A brand new month. Although, to be honest with you, every day during April has felt exactly the same. So that is my excuse. It is the 29th. Everyone is saying, Mr. Duncan, you stupid man. Mr. Duncan, you idiot. It is the 29th today. Okay, I've got it. I was wrong. I got the date wrong. It's the 29th. I don't know why I said the 28th. I'm sorry about that. But to be honest with you, I'm surprised that I'm here at all, standing in front of the camera doing this, because everything is so confusing at the moment. I think you know why things are confusing right now. Platina! You are not the type who shows off, Mr. Duncan. Thank you, Platina. I like to think I'm quite a modest person. Sometimes, of course, you have to talk about your abilities, the things you are able to do. Sometimes you have to talk about them. For example, if you are going for a job interview, quite often you will have to sell yourself. You will have to sell your abilities to another person. So maybe if you went for a job interview, sometimes you have to show yourself. You have to be willing to talk about your abilities, even though maybe some people might say it's a little arrogant. It's a little big-headed. A person who is big-headed is a person who always talks about the things they have, or maybe the things they have achieved. A person who is always talking about themselves and the things they can do. We might describe them as big-headed. They are a big head. Thank you also to Reshma. Hello to you as well. Nice to see so many people already on the live chat. Very nice indeed. Hello also to Marina. I'm saying hello to Marina. Marina, hello to you. Also, we have Anna, Anna-Rita, Marina again. Also, Jose from Spain. Also, Luis Mendez. It's Luis Mendez is here today, watching me on the live stream. It's raining, by the way, outside. It is absolutely throwing it down. If you remember late yesterday, I was actually outside yesterday trying my best to do my live stream from in the garden. Unfortunately, I wasn't having a very good day yesterday because it was cold, it was freezing cold, and everything was quite unpleasant, to say the least. But there you can see the view right now outside my window. It is a very dull, damp day. Definitely. I'm pretty sure of it. Today we are talking about words connected to having ability, having a certain ability, something you can do, something you are good at, a certain gift or talent that you might have. Hello, Marina. I have a bird feeder, but unfortunately no birds are coming this year. I don't know why. I wonder what type of food you are putting out for the birds. So maybe it depends on what type of food you are actually putting out for the birds. So what food are you actually putting outside? Certain types of food will only be eaten at certain times of year. So you might find during the winter the birds will feed on certain types of food. And then during the springtime or the summer, the birds will eat another type of food. So it really does depend on what time of year it is. Hello, Connell. Hello. Also, Irene. Nice to see you here as well. Hello also to Grace. Grace Chin is here also. We will be having a look at a couple of my full English lessons. Just to let you know, I have a YouTube channel with lots and lots of video lessons, and full English is something that I was doing for a number of years. There are around 40 episodes of my full English lessons. Lots of subjects, lots of fun, lots of vivid explanations as well. So I will explain things to you normally in my full English lessons. So we will be taking a look at those in a little while. Andy. Hello, Andy. Oh, yes. Andy is talking about his experience during isolation. I have been through thick and thin with my wife, with my lovely wife. If you have been through thick and thin, it means you've been through all sorts of things. Thick, thin. The times when things were not so good. Thick and thin. The things when I suppose, the time when you have lots of things and the time when you don't have lots of things. Thick and thin. Good times and bad times. Ups and downs. The ups and downs of life. Yes, a very interesting phrase that. You will go through thick and thin. Thick and thin. The good times and the bad times. Hello to Sujin. Sujin says, tomorrow here in South Korea, it is Buddha's Day. And the next day I am also having a holiday. So I am happy. Are you actually having your holiday? So have you actually returned to work? Because I know in certain parts of South Korea, many people now have gone back to work. Many things are starting to return to normal. So I hope you have a nice holiday tomorrow and also the day after as well. I hope you have a nice day. We have had a very long holiday, almost too long. Can you believe that people are actually complaining about all of this strange situation? Some people are talking about feeling bored. Some people are even wishing they could go back to work. Although I would imagine the reason for that is so they can start earning a wage or earning money again. So I can understand why you would need to get back to work. Christina says, never say never. You are right. You should never say never. If there is something you want to do, maybe a certain profession, maybe you can start off with a hobby like this. So actually this thing I'm doing now started off as a hobby many, many years ago. I'm not saying how long because people will say I'm showing off. But many years ago I started doing this, and originally it was a hobby. It was something I enjoyed doing. Besides my normal job, I was also doing this on YouTube because it was the early days of YouTube. YouTube was just a little baby. Hello also to Andy again. Mr. Duncan, I think your lessons are a labour of life. We often say labour of love. So if something is a labour of love, it means it is something you are doing with passion, it comes from your heart, something you can't stop doing. So yes, you might be right there. You might be right. I would describe this as some sort of labour of love. Over the past few days, I have been doing this a lot. So I would definitely say that this is some sort of labour of love. I think so. Mr. Duncan, you are lost in the time counting, so you are very happy. I think so. Although I can't make any excuses. I have no excuse for getting today's date wrong. I have absolutely no excuse. It is not the 28th. It is definitely the 29th of April. So for those who are worried, maybe you are looking at your calendar and you can't understand why this month has two 28ths. No, don't worry. It's my fault. Me. I will take the blame for that. Thank you also to Adrian Floorman. Hi, Adrian. Nice to see you again. Hello, Mr. Duncan, and excuse me. I think I disturb you when I say that you wrote the wrong date on today's live stream because it is not Wednesday the 28th of April. It is Wednesday the 29th of April. Yes, I've got it now. I've got it. Look at the rain now outside. Oh my goodness. The rain is really coming down quite heavily. And the poor birds also. Oh, look at the poor birds. They are really struggling out there. They've all disappeared. They've gone to hide from the rain. Oh my goodness. I can actually hear the rain coming down on the roof of my studio. It is raining quite a lot at the moment. Oh my goodness. You can't actually see the rain on the camera. But trust me, it is raining very heavily outside. That's the reason why the birds aren't there, you see. The birds aren't there because the rain is coming down so much. Dear. I feel very sorry for the birds at the moment because many of them are raising their young. They are raising their little chicks. So out there at the moment the rain is coming down, torrential rain at the moment. Can you hear it? That noise is actually the rain falling on my house. Well, at least I'm here. Even though I got the date wrong, at least I'm here. And that's the important thing. Reza says, I love to feed the birds. Thank you very much. Hello also to Salman. Hello, Salman. Thank you very much as well for your wishes. And also to Jason Lee. Thank you very much for joining me today as well. Lots of people are here. We will take a break for a few moments. We are going to take a look at one of my full English lessons for those who are interested in the English language. This is an excerpt from one of my full English lessons. Lots of information, lots of interesting things concerning the English language. Do you know what a buzzword is? Do you ever use buzzwords? A buzzword is a word or phrase that is seen as being common and contemporary. A fashionable phrase or word is a buzzword. For example, right now, the word empower or empowerment is used a lot. To empower is to give someone the strength or motivation to do something for themselves, or to give someone a sense of independence and self-worth. To empower the young or the poor. To empower women. To offer empowerment to those who are in need of help. It would be safe to say that empower is indeed a buzzword for this period of time. Can you see what I'm doing here? I appear to be running, but I'm not moving anywhere. I'm running on the spot. To run on the spot means that you are actively doing it while staying in one place. You can walk on the spot. You can jump on the spot. In these cases, the spot is the place we are doing these things on. The word spot can be used in other ways too. You can be put on the spot. This means that you have been placed in an awkward situation with no warning. For example, if a person asks you a question you were not expecting, we can say that they have put you on the spot. To find yourself in a situation that is hard to deal with, we can say that you are on the spot. Then there is in the spotlight. To be in the spotlight means to be the centre of attention. Something is being watched carefully. To scrutinise something or someone is to put it under the spotlight. We can also spot something. This means to notice or see something. To spot someone in the street means that you notice them. You have spotted them. I spotted a woodpecker in my garden yesterday. You can also go spotting. For example, train spotting or bird spotting. This means that you are looking out for one particular type of thing, perhaps an unusual design of train or a rare bird. Of course, a spot can also be a mark on your skin. A circular blemish or unusual bump on your skin can be called a spot. Teenagers tend to get spots. Some animals have spots. In fact, if you look carefully, you will find that there are spots everywhere. Do you ever renege? Are you a person who sometimes reneges on a deal? The word renege is a verb that means to go back on your word or to change your mind after agreeing to do something. You say yes to something, then later you change your mind. So you renege on your promise. To renege is to break your word and go back on your promise. You have had a change of heart. So the thing you said you would do has changed. We thought the deal was on, but then he came in this morning and reneged on it. The word renege originated in Latin and in its original form meant forcibly deny. Oh my goodness, I can't believe how fast and heavy the rain is coming down outside my window. But it is. It is absolutely throwing it down right now. I hope you enjoyed that. There are many English lessons on my YouTube channel, and sometimes I like to show them in my live stream. It is amazing how many people don't realise that I also have lots of video lessons. They are all stored on my channel. And if you want to subscribe, you are more than welcome to do so, please. If you want to like and subscribe, there you go. You can like if you want, and if you really like, you can subscribe. So there are your choices, and now they've gone. Thank you very much for your company today. I was asked something. I was asked a question a few days ago, and it's something that I've almost forgotten about. However, I have remembered today. I've remembered to show you some of my drawings. Many years ago, I used to love drawing. I used to love sketching and also drawing pictures. And quite often, these pictures would be wildlife pictures. Would you like to have a look at one or two of my wildlife pictures? Okay, here we go. So here is the first one. So this is one of my pictures. This is a beautiful stag deer that I drew many years ago. That was interesting. I don't know what happened then. I think the rain has got into my computer. So that is one of my many paintings, many drawings, many sketches. So that particular drawing is actually is a sketch that I did with ink. So that is an ink drawing that I did of a stag deer, and I drew that. I think I must have been around 18 or around 19 years old when I drew that. During my school years, I was very interested in drawing and also very interested in nature as well. So there you can see one of my drawings. I did promise that I would show you the drawings. Here is another one. This is a barn owl. So there it is, another one of my drawings. Now that one was in a very bad condition when I first found it. So these drawings had been touched, or should I say, stored away, and unfortunately some of them became damaged. So that is one of my drawings of a barn owl. And that was also done in ink. I used actual ink. There are very interesting pens, very useful and unusual pens that you can buy for drawing with. And some of them have very fine nibs. So the ends of the pens are very fine. And you can use ink to draw with. Something that people enjoy doing. It does take a lot of time to do it. However, ink drawings. So that is one of the mediums that I worked in. I used to draw with ink. Here's another one. Oh, this is a very familiar bird. I'm sure you recognise this particular bird. This is one of my drawings I did of a little robin. Once again, many years ago I did this. I was around maybe 18 or 19 years old. I used to spend many hours drawing pictures, and most of them were of birds. I'm going to see if I can find another one. I'm going through my files as I talk to you, so please excuse me. I'm trying to find another one of the pictures. I think actually that is it. I think I've only got 3 of them. I will try to find some more at another time. But for those who are interested, Mr. Duncan, please show us your drawings. Consider it done. There, I've done it. I might show some more if I can find them. What? Why does that keep happening? I didn't press anything then. I'm sure there is something going wrong here. I didn't press that, but I didn't press the button, honestly. I didn't press that button. It was supposed to be me coming on, not that. Thank you, Constantine. I am not here to get your compliments before anyone accuses me of saying, "Oh, Mr. Duncan, you always like to hear people's compliments." It isn't just that, but sometimes it is nice to share your abilities. So I'm sure you also have something that you are good at. I'm sure there is something that you have an ability, something that you are able to do. I'm pretty sure of it. We will be looking at words and phrases connected with ability very soon. The live chat is also quite busy at the moment. Have you ever thought about exhibiting your drawings? Thank you, Christina. I used to be very crazy about Star Wars, and I used to do lots of drawings of the characters from Star Wars. And I remember many years ago when The Empire Strikes Back was showing at the local cinema in Stafford. I went along, and it was something that I did. I can't quite believe I did it because I was quite a shy person when I was very young, and we are talking around 1980. So I would have been around 15 years old, maybe even 14. So I was 14 years old, and I went to the local cinema and I asked if I could display my paintings and my little drawings that I'd done of some of the Star Wars characters. And they said yes. I couldn't believe it. So that's what actually happened. I did ask, and they said yes. I really thought they were going to say no. I thought they were going to just laugh at me and tell me to get out, but they didn't. They said, "Oh, okay. Come on, bring your paintings, put them up." So that's what happened. And that was way back in 1980. I was just a young lad. I must have been around 14, maybe almost 15 years old. And that is what I used to do to pass the time away when I was hiding away from the world in my bedroom. I used to love drawing very much. Hello to Lewis. Lewis, Mr. Duncan, you have all kinds of talents. Some people say that I am a jack of all trades, but a master of none. Have you ever heard that expression? We can say that a person is a jack of all trades. That means they can do lots of different things. However, they are not very good at any of them. So they can do them to a certain degree. They can do them. However, they are not a master of any of them. So perhaps that's me. Maybe. No, I don't know. Hello to Ash. Hello, Ash Rush. I am watching you from Iraq. Very nice to see you here. What is the difference between what do you want to something? What do you want to something to eat? Or what do you want to get something to eat? Or do you want to get something to eat? They are just different ways of saying the same thing. Do you want to eat something? So you are saying, do you want to eat something? So that question is asking, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Do you want to eat something? Do you want to eat something? It could be anything. Maybe a small snack or a big meal. Do you want to get something to eat? That is asking, do you want to actually go out to get something? Do you want to get something to eat? So quite often that means, do you want to leave the house? Do you want to go somewhere else and get something to eat? So do you want to get something to eat? It can also say, do you want to go into the kitchen and get some food? Do you want to get something to eat? So in that sense, we are saying, do you want to go somewhere to get some food? Plotina, Mr. Duncan, your drawings and pictures are very good. I had an owl baby in my flat at night, and his mother was calling to get him back. I would imagine so. Sometimes when animals are separated from their young, they do become quite angry, sometimes even violent. There have been many situations where people have walked through fields here in the UK, and in the field there were some cows. However, the cows also had some little baby calves with them as well. And during that time, you should never ever go near the cows at all, because the cows will attack. They will actually attack you. And there have been certain situations where people have died. They've actually been attacked by a cow. The cow has actually chased them and trampled over them and killed them. So cows, stay away from the cows if they have any babies nearby, because they will act quite aggressively. They will be aggressive. They will do anything to protect their young. You are a master of teaching English. Thank you, Lil. That is very kind of you. Hello, Ong. Hi, everyone. Hello, Ong Trum. Nice to see you here today. Would you like to see a very common item? Oh, how strange. I think the sun has just come out. Can you see that? That's very strange. A few moments ago, it was throwing it down. The rain was coming down in buckets, and now the sun has come out. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, yes, look, the birds are here. The birds have come. Yes, they are coming back. The birds have decided that they are hungry. I think I just saw a robin. Did I see a robin? Did you see the robin? Did anyone see the robin on the bird feeder? So the birds are slowly coming back after that huge downpour of rain. We did have quite a lot of rainfall just now. The birds have gone again. Okay. The birds have gone again. They've all disappeared. It is almost as if they know that they are on camera. It's almost as if they can sense that someone is watching them. Maybe. Would you like to see an everyday item? This is something I've been doing for the past few days, except yesterday because I forgot. Here is something that's very common and something that I love very much. It is something that it might be one of the best inventions ever. Is there something that you love using in your life? Is there something you love using in your life? Oh, look, a green finch. We have a green finch. It's a green finch, everyone. It's a green finch. There is now a little green finch eating from the bird feeder. Isn't that nice? How lovely. Is there a certain thing you love using? Maybe there is a little piece of technology or maybe something you like using every day. Here is something that is very useful to me in my life. Can you see it? It also makes a very horrible noise. So I will turn my microphone down a little bit so you can hear the noise. This particular thing is Velcro, and I think this is one of the most useful things ever invented. Maybe the best thing to come along since the wheel. So this is Velcro. Velcro. And it is something you use for fixing two things together. Or maybe if you want to secure something and keep it firm and locked, you can use this material, Velcro. So I love Velcro very much. In my studio, I often use Velcro to secure my cables. So this is something that I use quite a lot. Velcro is today's common object, and it is something you see everywhere. Quite often you will see this on clothing or maybe on shoes as well, especially children's shoes. So quite often children's shoes will have Velcro on them to make it easy for the child to fasten their shoes. Velcro. That was today's common object. Some people describe me as a common object. I don't know what you mean by that. I really don't know what you mean. There are many words that we can use, many expressions that we can use to show that we can do something. You are able. You have an ability. You have the know-how. So there are many, many words and phrases that we can use to show that you are able. And there is the first one. So this particular phrase, you are able. It is showing that you can do something. You are able. You have an ability. You are able to do something. Maybe something that is simple, something that you see people doing every day, but you can still do it. And that is the important part. So you are able. You can do it. Something you are able to do is something you are able to achieve. Maybe something you can do, maybe a type of skill. So, for example, people say, Mr. Duncan, you are very good with your live stream. I'm not sure about that, but it would appear that I have some ability. I can do it. You can tell yourself as well. You can sometimes say, I can do it, if you want to encourage yourself. If you want to encourage yourself to do something, maybe something you want to try, maybe something you want to do or achieve, you can tell yourself, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Like that. You can do it. I can do it. We can all do it. We can say that a person who has a certain ability, we can say you have the know-how. The know-how. If you have the know-how, it means you have a certain ability. You are able to do something. You can do it well. So maybe a certain skill that you have learned, maybe something that you can talk about, maybe a certain subject that you know a lot about. You have the know-how. You have the know-how. That means you are able to do something. You have the ability, or you have the knowledge. We can say that you have the knack. Oh, I like that one. You have the knack. If you have the knack to do something, If you have the knack, it means you have the ability. You are able to do something. Oh, yes. You are very good at that. You definitely have the knack. Yes, you have the knack. You have the ability. You have the know-how. You can do it. You have the skill. So maybe a person who can do something, you might say that you have the skill. Skill, ability, something you are able to do. Maybe in your work, maybe a certain type of work. Maybe you are a person who creates things. Maybe you create art. Maybe you create something that people can look at and admire, such as a sculpture. Perhaps you are good with computers. You have good computer skills. So skill is a word we often use to show ability. You are accomplished. Now this is a very interesting phrase because accomplished means something you have succeeded in doing. So a person who is accomplished is a person who has succeeded in learning something or maybe mastering something. So if you master something, it means you are an expert or a professional. You are very good at doing it. I suppose a good example is accomplished pianist. So a person who is very good at playing the piano is an accomplished pianist. A person who is accomplished, they are a person who has a great deal of success, or they can do something very well. Accomplished. And of course, if you accomplish something, it means you gain a certain skill, or maybe you've done something that a lot of people have noticed. You accomplish your goal. You get to the place that you want to be. Quite often when we are trying to learn something, we hope that we will accomplish the thing that we are trying to do. An accomplished person. Accomplished person. You are accomplished. You are competent. Now this is an interesting word, competent. A person who is competent is able. They are able to do something. You are competent. Maybe a person who has learnt to drive a car. They spend many, many months learning to drive a car, and then one day they realise that they can do it very well. They no longer feel nervous or afraid of doing it. We can say that that person is now competent. They are a competent driver. Competent. You have the ability. You are able to do something. You are competent. I like that one. Another one, we can say that you are capable of doing something. You are capable. You can do something very well. You are able to do it. You are capable. So if you have a certain skill, for example, we can say that you are very capable. A person can be capable. A person can be suitable for a certain job because they are capable. If you are able to do something, then quite often we can say that you are capable for that job. You are suitable for doing it because you are capable. You are capable. Another one now. Oh, here's another one. You are talented. A person who has a certain talent is a person who has a certain ability. They are talented. A person who is talented is very good at a certain thing. Maybe they are very artistic. Maybe they can draw. Maybe a person can sing very well. We would describe them as talented. They have talent. So the talent is the thing that you have. You are describing the thing that they are doing. And it can be anything. So maybe they are good at singing, good at dancing, Maybe they are very good at painting. Maybe a person has a very good memory for words or names. They have some sort of ability that they keep in their brain. There is a thing that they can do very well. So it's not just an action. You can also be talented if you have a certain natural ability, a talented person. Some people say that talent is natural. Some people have a natural talent, something they didn't learn. However, they can do it. You can say that you have a natural talent. You are talented. You have a natural talent. The live chat is suddenly very busy. Oh, hello, everyone. You are talented. Like you, Mr. Duncan. Thank you very, very much. I am going to bathe later in the warm glow of your lovely compliments. I will be lying on the floor and I will be just so ecstatic at the thought of all of those lovely compliments. Thank you very much. Hello, Blue Thunder. Hello, Blue Thunder. Nice to see you back again. Haven't seen you for a while. Can you open your Gmail? There is something interesting on your phone. Unfortunately, I can't at the moment because I'm slightly busy doing a live stream. I would love to, but I can't at this very moment, unfortunately. I will look at it later, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but I will look at it later. Thank you, Blue Thunder. Hello, Anna. Hello, I believe because we have the real conversation, other chats. Other chats have a lot of strange messages, sometimes without any sense. Is that the live chat? Well, to be honest with you, if you want to talk about something on the live chat, you can. However, as I always say, try to show some respect to the other people on here as well. That is all I ask. William Shakespeare was very talented. I suppose so, yes. He is a person who was really, I suppose you could say he was at the top of that profession. If you are at the top of something, it means you have reached the point where you can't go any further. When we learn things, sometimes we have to learn things slowly over a long period of time. And then eventually you will be very good at something. You will be so good you can't learn anything else. So there are certain things that a person can do well, and we can say that they are at the top of their profession. They can't really go any higher because now they are so good at it, they can't exceed what they have achieved. They can't go ahead or beat their level of expertise. Oh, look, I've just noticed something. Wait there a moment. There's the view outside, and there, oh yes, there are more birds coming now. You can see there are some greenfinches. The greenfinches are quite busy at the moment because they have lots of chicks that they are having to feed. And there also you can see a blackbird as well on the top left of your picture. There is a blackbird. And I'm hoping the blackbird is going to try and eat some food. No, he's gone. Bye-bye, blackbird. I was a little bit distracted then by the birds. I'm sorry about that. I got slightly distracted there. Mr. Duncan is very talented at giving classes. Thank you, Peter. I'm not looking for compliments today, by the way. Unicarina says, oh, hello, what a nice bookcase. Yes, I am inside my tiny library. I'm in my little library, surrounded by all sorts of books. The only problem is that this isn't real. I created this myself. Hello to Lewis again. Hello, Beatrice. It is so hot in this studio. I forgot how hot this studio gets sometimes, and it really does. If you have an ability, we can say that. We can say that. You have expertise. You have expertise. So if you are good at one particular thing, we can say that you have expertise. You have ability. Ability. You have talent. You have proficiency. Oh, I like that word. Proficiency. You have talent. You have proficiency. You are good at doing something. So proficiency shows that you have an ability. You are very good at doing a certain thing. You have aptitude. Aptitude is a very interesting word because it means also you can do things and also think. So aptitude quite often refers to logic or the ability to do something very well in a certain way. So we often see aptitude as an ability, but also quite often something you have knowledge of as well. You have aptitude. You are able to do something very well. Capability. You have capability. You have something you can do. Some people have many things they are good at. Some people have many abilities. Your capability is how well you can do something. Your capability. You have competence. The word competence is quite interesting because I always think competence comes from the confidence that you have in yourself to do something. So if you are competent, quite often it means you have the ability and also the confidence to do something well. Oh, look. The blackbird is now feeding from the bird feeder. This is what I wanted to show you. So the bird is now feeding from the bird feeder, and this particular blackbird is actually feeding its chicks as well. You might notice, oh, he's gone. The blackbird has gone. I'm sure he will come back later. So that is what is going on in my garden at the moment. I wanted to show you the bird feeder. I hope you're not too bored looking at it, but at least it makes me feel excited to see the birds feeding. How to know what you can do? How to know your abilities? I think that's a great question, by the way. That's a brilliant question. As you grow up, how do you know what you are good at? Quite often, your natural skills or your natural talent come from the things you are interested in. So as I grew up in my younger years, I was interested in certain things, and those things became more and more important to me. And then over time, I realized that my interest became a passion, some sort of thing that I wanted to do, something I wanted to try to do, some sort of skill, some sort of ability that you want to do in your life. So quite often, finding out what your skills are can sometimes be accidental, something you are interested in. So for many years, I was interested in taking photographs. I was always interested in scenery. I was always interested in how a photographer or a person who was using a film camera was capturing the world around them. It always fascinated me. From a very early age, I used to love watching movies and TV shows, and I was always interested in how they created that effect. How did they make that look the way it does? How do they do it? So my natural interest became something else. It became something I wanted to try myself. I wanted to do it myself. So I think sometimes your ability or your skill is something you discover by accident, or maybe it is something that you have always had an interest in. something that has interested you from an early age. And then as you get older, you realise that you really do like doing that. You like doing it a lot. You really do. Adrian Floorman says, you are also accomplished. I am now interested to find out what Adrian does. Oh, now Adrian has an interest in languages. I love languages. I am able to talk Swedish, French, and also English. So yes, you definitely have a skill. You may have a natural skill or a natural talent. Some people can learn things very quickly, certain things. Some people can absorb knowledge and information very quickly, whilst other people find it very hard to get the information to stay in their brains. So maybe, Adrian, maybe you have a talent, maybe you have a natural ability at learning languages, which is fantastic. You are very lucky. Andy says, Mr. Duncan, do you remember the song Imagine? And also the line, Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. A very famous song by John Lennon. Ooh. Wait a moment. We have a woodpecker. There is a woodpecker feeding from the bird feeder. Can you see it in the middle? It is a male. So that is a male woodpecker. It has decided to come into the garden and feed from one of my bird feeders. Oh, look at that. Hello, Mr. Woodpecker. Nice to see you here today. He looks like he's really hungry. I think that woodpecker is very hungry. Ooh. Oh, yes. The woodpecker is getting very excited. He's thinking, ooh, there is lots of lovely seed in this feeder. And now I want to fill my little tummy with the seed. Isn't that nice? So there is something surprising, something I wasn't expecting to see. A male woodpecker gathering food. Oh yes, he's moved over now to the other side. There he is. And you can see that is a male great spotted woodpecker. You can see at the back of his head there is a red mark. And that means it is a male. I think actually that is a young male, a very young woodpecker. So the red at the back of his head is slowly starting to come, and it is slowly starting to become visible. So that woodpecker is male, and I would say that it's not very old. Isn't that nice? A nice little bit of live nature taking place in the garden. Thank you, Mr. Woodpecker. It's nice to see you here. We must say goodbye now to the woodpecker. We will see you later, maybe. Bye, Mr. Woodpecker. Bye. I have a feeling that actually is a young baby woodpecker. It is a male woodpecker. I think it is not a very old one. Ooh, isn't it exciting? I got very excited then. Sorry about that. I easily become distracted. Whenever I see something interesting on my bird feeder, I always become very distracted by it. So I hope you don't mind that I did that. Let's have a look at one of my full English lessons. This is another full English lesson. This is an excerpt taken from Full English number 9. And in this video, you will see and hear lots of interesting things. Come on, Lady Liberty, give us a nice smile. Say cheese. There can be no doubt about the popularity of photography as a hobby. So many people are taking it up now. To take up something means to begin doing it as a hobby, activity, or interest. A serious hobbyist can be described as an amateur. So a person who takes photographs as a serious hobby can be described as an amateur photographer. It's amazing where a hobby can take you. For example, my interest in video cameras and video photography led me to making these video lessons, something I have now been doing for many years. So, who knows where that hobby will take you? There is nothing stopping you from taking an enjoyable pastime and turning it into a business. To do something you enjoy can lead you from being a keen amateur to a successful professional. That is, of course, as long as you keep at it and never give up. Do you have any hobbies? What interests do you have? Isn't it funny how some words have different meanings? For example, the word nursery. This noun has many meanings. It can be a room in a house for the use of a very young child. A child's playroom can be a nursery. A nursery can be a place where children are taken care of during the working day. A nursery school. A place or natural habitat which breeds or supports animals. This lake provides a vast nursery for fish. A nursery is also a place where young plants are grown for sale or for planting elsewhere. I bought this rose bush from the local nursery. The word nursery derives from the Old French word for nurse, which itself is derived from the Latin word for nourish.
Halfway down the stairs is a stair where I sit. There isn't any other stair quite like it. I'm not at the bottom. I'm not at the top. So this is the stair where I always stop.
Halfway up the stairs isn't up and isn't down. It isn't in the nursery, it isn't in the town. And all sorts of funny thoughts run round my head. It isn't really anywhere, it's somewhere else instead.
Halfway down the stairs is a stair where I sit. There isn't any other stair quite like it. I'm not at the bottom. I'm not at the top. So this is the stair where I always stop.
I hope you enjoyed that. One of my full English lessons, one of many on my YouTube channel. Well, isn't that nice? The sun has come out. We've had all sorts of weather today. The sun is now out. It's very bright and cheerful outside my studio window right now, and I hope it is where you are as well. I will be back with you tomorrow, by the way. For those who are wondering, yes, I am back with you tomorrow. Normally I am here on certain days of the week. So normally I am here with you on Sunday, Wednesday and Friday from 2 p.m. UK time. However, at the moment, I have been with you every single day for the past 35, maybe 36 days. I've been here every day doing this. So there is a slow return to normal. We are slowly going back to normality. However, I think it will take many weeks, perhaps even many months, to get completely back to normal. So I am trying my best to do a few things that are like my normal lessons, and maybe also some things that are different and maybe a little bit of fun at the same time. So I am trying to do both things together. Hello, Helena. Oh my goodness, I must say, in this strange time we have renovated much in our house, and I'm rather tired, but I won't be missing the live stream, says Helena. Thank you, Helena. So even though you are very busy at the moment with renovation in your house, you are still finding time to join me on my live stream. Thank you very much. That is so kind of you. Thanks a lot. Thank you also to Carla. Hello, Carla. Carla Gamelski. Hello to you. So earlier we talked about things we are able to do, but what about the opposite? What about being unable? So the opposite of able is unable. If you are unable to do something, it means you can't do it. Maybe it is something that you try to do. Unfortunately, it is too difficult. Sometimes the feeling of being unable to do something can be frustrating. So not only does this word relate to a certain skill, but also maybe something you want to do as well. Maybe a thing that you want to do or a place you want to go to, something you want to do. So you are able to travel around the world. You are unable to travel around the world. In that case, we are talking about opportunity, or maybe the chance that comes your way. So if you are able to do something, sometimes it means you have the opportunity, or maybe you always have the ability to do it. And there are many reasons for that. Some people might say, if you are wealthy, you have more abilities, you have more things that you are able to do than if you are not rich. Sometimes that's true, and sometimes it isn't. Hello, English for Two, Kerry. Hello, English for Two, Kerry. Nice to see you here as well. Something you can do and something you can't do. Something you are unable to do. You can't do it. So maybe we can refer to an ability that you don't have, or maybe a skill that you've tried. Unfortunately, you can't do it. Also, maybe an opportunity that comes your way. However, unfortunately, you have to say no. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. Unfortunately, I am unable to do that. So sometimes we can be talking about our skills. Sometimes we can be talking about our availability. If you are able to do something, it means you are available. You can do it. If you can't do it, then it means you don't have the skill, or maybe you are not available. So able and unable actually have many different uses in the English language. Hello, Reshma. Thank you so much, Mr. Duncan. We love you. You are awesome. Thank you very much. Isn't that kind of you? Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. It is very interesting, Mr. Duncan, that most of the painters were also talented in poetry, among other arts. That is interesting, actually. You might find sometimes if you have a certain ability, it will mean that you will be able to do something else. So if you have an artistic talent, quite often you will find that you are able to do other things as well that may require the same skills. So maybe poetry and art might be related in the fact that you see the world in a certain way. Maybe the way you see the world around you, the way you see other people behaving. Maybe you can see things around you that other people can't see. You have a way of looking at life. You have a way of transmitting your thoughts into paintings, poetry, or anything for that matter. Songwriting is another one. A person who can write songs quite often is very good at poetry, because when you think about it, songwriting is very similar to poetry or writing poetry. Hello Carla, hello Andy, hello also Francesca. People who are very good at maths generally are good at learning languages. I've heard this before. There is a certain type of brain that has the ability to learn certain things. A person can have a natural ability, natural talent, something they are able to do naturally. So they still have to learn how to do it. However, the talent comes naturally. It is very strange. So some people have very unusual brains. They have different brains. Their brains work in very different ways. Hello also Ong Trum. Hello Pamel. Hello Pamel. Nice to see you back on the live chat. We are talking about ability and things you are unable to do. We've already talked about ability, so now we are talking about things we are unable to do, things we can't do, maybe because we don't have the skill or the ability, so you'd have no ability. I always believe that everyone has a skill. We are all good at something. Sometimes we have to discover it. Sometimes it takes a long time to find out what it is we are good at. Very similar to the question we had earlier. How do you know what you can do? Quite often you will explore different types of skill or different types of ability, or maybe things that you are just interested in. So sometimes the brain will actually lead you in a certain direction because of the things you are naturally interested in. It is a very fascinating part of learning. Hello, Anna. Sorry, I have to go to work. See you later, Anna. Bye, Anna. I hope you have a good day and stay safe and happy as well. Thank you very much, Anna, for joining me. Christina says, I am not good at literature and I am not good at mathematics. So maybe those two things are connected as far as you're concerned. You don't have the skill. Skill. It is a word that is used quite often if we talk about a person with a certain ability, something you can do. You have a skill. Maybe a sports personality. Maybe you are very good at football. Maybe you are good at playing tennis. It is a skill. So skills cover all sorts of things. Skills. Something you are good at is your skill. Something you are able to do. It can be natural or learnt. Hello Zab Marge. My son has achieved greater depth in maths and he is really good at learning French. So there may be some sort of connection between people who learn languages, if they have a natural ability to learn languages, and also mathematics. again, it might relate to how their brain works. There might be a connection between those two things. Here are the opposite words now. You are incompetent. A person who is incompetent is a person who is not very good at what they do. So maybe they have a job, but they are not very good at doing it. They are incompetent. They are not very good at what they do. Oh, look, the blackbird is back. I keep getting distracted by the birds. Oh, yes, we have a goldfinch in the middle. So in the middle of the screen, you can see a goldfinch, a little goldfinch. And on the right, there is a blackbird. And I think it is feeding its chicks. So I would imagine somewhere in my garden there are some baby blackbirds being fed. I think so. I know, I keep being distracted. Mr. Duncan, you are so easily distracted by the birds. I agree with you. I was unable to fight. Sue Jin says, I was unable to light the lighter when I was a child. Do you mean the thing that you put in your hand to produce a flame? Lighter. Quite often we use a lighter to light a cigarette, or maybe to start a fire. There's one thing I'm not very good at. I can't click my fingers. Steve is very good at it. Mr. Steve is very good at clicking his fingers, but I can't do it. I don't know how Steve can do it. So some people can click their fingers like that. Except I'm cheating. I am cheating. I can't do this. I can't click my fingers. Mr. Steve is very good at it, but I can't. You see? So there are things I can't do. I can't do this. I am unable to click my fingers. I can't do it. Some people can and some people can't. I cannot click my fingers. I am unable to click my fingers. However, I can move my eyebrows up and down like this. I can move my eyebrows independently from each other. Hello, Tamara. I speak German, but my English, I wish it could be better. Well, over time, your English will get better. It will. All you have to do is keep at it. Don't give up. Don't quit, please. Hello, Karen. Karen Gutierrez from Spain, watching in Spain at the moment. Nice to see you here. Belarusia. Hello, Belarusia. Nice to see you here. I didn't notice you on the live chat. Thank you very much for joining me again. Belarusia says, I can't whistle. I can whistle, but sometimes I can't. I think it depends on the conditions of the air. It's strange, isn't it? So sometimes I can whistle very well, and other times I can't. I will try it now. I will see if I can whistle now. Is that okay? Yeah. So I can whistle, but sometimes I can't. I don't know why. But I think sometimes if your lips are very dry, or sometimes if your lips are very wet, sometimes it is hard to whistle. But no, I can't do this with my fingers. I can't click my fingers. I can't do it. Apparently in China, you should never whistle. If you whistle in China, apparently it will attract ghosts. I always used to be told off. I used to like having a little whistle when I was in China, and people would say, Mr. Duncan, you should not whistle. It will attract ghosts. So we all have we all have abilities, things we can do, things we cannot do. We all have certain types of ability. So we can't do everything. I can't do everything. I wouldn't say that I have lots and lots of talents. There are many things I can't do. For example, I can't drive a car. I am useless at driving a car. I'm very good at crashing a car, but I'm not very good at driving a car. So that is one of the things I can't do. I don't drive. I don't have a car. I don't drive a car. So that is one of the things I don't do. One of the things I can't do. Hello to Kader Lafia. Kader Lafia Cerro. Is that okay? Did I pronounce your name all right? Hello, I am from Benin, which is in West Africa. Hello, Africa. Nice to see you here as well. And also Kader. Is it your first time here? Is it? I hope so. Jufran, your video and audio are very good. What kind of camera and microphone do you use? Well, I have lots of equipment. So all of the equipment that I use for my videos and here in the studio, I have lots of equipment. So I am surrounded by things. And those things allow my sound to sound very nice indeed. That's how I do it. So I have lots of different cameras, lots of different microphones. If I'm outside, sometimes you have to be careful if you are recording outside because of the wind. So I have special microphones that allow me to record outside, even if it's windy. So there are many different types of equipment. Adrian. Oh, Adrian says, I would not be able to make a public speech. Some people can, some people can't. I remember many years ago, I used to stand up in front of hundreds of people and I would give lessons to hundreds sometimes. I always remember visiting a school and I had to stand in front of half of the school and give a lesson. Sometimes public speaking is difficult. It is. Doing anything in public, doing anything where people are watching you can be very, very difficult to do. Hello, Francesca. Mr. Duncan, if you are driving and you looked out the window at a bird, it would be a mess. Yes, I think so. I think sometimes I am very easily distracted by things. So maybe that's the reason why I don't drive a car. At least I'm being honest about it. So I don't drive a car because I don't think I would be very good at it. It's sort of concentration. You have to sort of drive and also concentrate on the road ahead. I don't think I could do that. I do like being a passenger. I like sitting in the car when Mr. Steve is driving. I love sitting in the car and I love looking out of the window. I like looking out of the window of the car as we move along and all of the countryside and the landscape is going by. I always find that amazingly interesting. I am always fascinated by the countryside or the landscape. If I'm moving in a car, I love it. Hello from Azerbaijan. Hello to you. Hello to you. Zor hello to you. Nice to see you here today. Carla, ride a bicycle. I can ride a bicycle. I started riding a bicycle when I was very young. And that led me to become very interested in motorbikes. So I had a motorbike for many years. I used to love riding my motorbike. However, I don't drive a car, but I love motorbikes. There are some very interesting photographs of me sitting on my motorbike. Maybe you've seen them. Maybe you haven't. Hello, Francesca. Hello, Anna. Hello also, Andy Starr. Mr. Duncan, it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labour. I think so. Sometimes when you do something, it is quite satisfying to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labour. Maybe if you are a farmer, you can literally enjoy the fruits of your labour because you are busy growing things. Maybe you grow apples or oranges. So all of the work that you do to create those beautiful fruits, those beautiful types of fruit, such as oranges, apples, pears, you can look and you can enjoy the fruits of your labour. And of course, we can use the word fruit to show something that has occurred. It is the outcome of something you have done. Quite often, something you have worked hard to achieve. The fruits of your labour. Hello. If you are able to do something, is it the same as can do something? Again, the words can be used in different ways. So to be able to do something means you can do it. So actually they are pretty much synonymous with each other. They are synonymous. So they can be used literally as the same word. You can do it. You are able to do it. I allow you to do it. So again, if you are able to do something, maybe you have to get permission to do it. Maybe you have to ask a person if you can do something. Am I able? Can I? Is it possible? So the words can and able quite often can be used as alternatives for each other. Hello, Belarusia. My friend asked her to teach her to drive when her husband was ill. She said, I have to take him to the doctor, and I don't know how to drive. I can see that being a very big problem, yes. So that is another reason why being able to drive is a good thing, because maybe one day you will have to use that skill to help another person. I never thought of that before. You have made me think of something. So if something happened to Mr. Steve, and maybe he had to get to the hospital very quickly, I wouldn't be able to take him to the hospital because I can't drive. So yes, that is interesting. The rain was falling yesterday and today. I was upset and disappointed. However, there was one person who was very pleased about the rain. Mr. Steve was really happy. He was excited yesterday when the rain was falling. He was at the window watching the rain, and he was so excited about it. He was saying, yes, good, it's raining. My lovely grass seed will start to grow. My lovely grass will begin to grow. So at the weekend, Mr. Steve planted some new grass in the garden, some seeds that he put on the ground, even though many of the blackbirds have been eating them. Don't tell Mr. Steve, but a lot of his lawn seed or grass seed has actually been eaten by the birds. So Steve was very excited yesterday, very excited, because it was raining. and now he knows that his new grass will begin to grow. I can't say that I was pleased. I was not pleased at all. Adrian, if I remember, you had an accident on your motorbike, and therefore you decided to sell it. Is that true? I didn't have an accident, fortunately. However, I nearly had an accident. When I came back from China, I started riding my motorcycle on the roads again. But I realised that during those years that I wasn't in the UK, people on the roads started driving like crazy people. So I decided that I didn't want to ride my motorbike on the UK roads anymore because I thought it was very unsafe. I didn't feel safe when I was riding my motorbike. However, over the years, many of my friends have had accidents on their motorbikes. One of my friends from school, my best friend from school, was actually killed on his motorbike. He had a terrible accident way back in, when was it? I think it was 1992. I want to say 1992, I think. He had a terrible accident, and unfortunately he did not survive. Connell, I have a feeling you are skipping my messages on purpose, Mr. Duncan. Hello, Connell. I'm not. You know me better than that. You know that I would never ignore you, Connell. Connell, what is your message? Please tell me the message. Please send your message to me and I will read it. So don't worry, I'm not ignoring you. Sometimes the messages move very quickly. So Connell, what is your message? Send your message to me now and I will read it. Beatrice was also happy for the rain because my plants needed the water a lot. I think so. That is the reason why Mr. Steve was excited yesterday, because he knows now his grass will start growing. Carla and also Zudzika is here. Sorry about your friend. It's okay, don't worry. It's okay. I am over it now, but it was a shock at the time. Many years ago, I think it was 1992 it happened. And yes, it was quite awful. Quite awful. But it didn't stop me from riding a motorbike. For many years afterwards, I was still interested in motorbikes, and eventually I had my own motorbike. And thinking now, I can still see myself riding the motorbike in some of the most terrible weather conditions. I used to go out on my motorbike when there was snow on the ground, and I would still go on the road on my motorbike. I don't know why. I always found it very exciting. I always felt quite excited by the feeling of riding a motorbike. However, not anymore. I am now older. I am an older person. I have learnt my lesson, and now I prefer to be safe. It is better to be safe than sorry. That's what they say. Mr. Steve has a lot of skills, says Francesca. That is true. However, there is one thing he can't do. He is not very good at painting. Yes. Do you remember the story I told you about Steve when he was painting the garage door? He made such a terrible mess. I can't begin to tell you how bad he did. He's not very good at painting. I think sometimes Steve rushes what he's doing. Sometimes Steve will rush. And quite often if you rush your job, if you rush something, you start making mistakes. So I think that's what happened with Steve. I think he was rushing. He was doing things too quickly, and he made lots of mistakes. Oh, Christina says, I was driving or riding a motorbike years ago. It was a Yamaha. Mine was a Suzuki. I had a lovely Suzuki trial bike or trail bike. And it's, oh, wow. I used to love my motorbike so much. I bought it brand new. It was brand new. Sparkling new. And something very embarrassing happened just after I bought my brand new bike, my new motorbike. It was all shiny and new. I hadn't even gone on the road yet, riding it. I hadn't ridden it. And I took it out of the garage. And as I was moving it, it slipped out of my hand. And my poor motorbike fell on the ground. And part of the brake lever, so the brakes, you have to press levers or levers if you are American. One of the levers broke off. So don't ask me how I managed to break and damage my motorbike before I even rode it. Only I could do that. Very embarrassing. Even more embarrassing, I had to phone up the place. I had to phone the shop where I bought the motorcycle from and tell them that I've just broken my motorbike. Even though I'd only just brought it. I'd only just bought it home. I only had it for like 2 or 3 days and I managed to break it, damage it without even riding it. Only I could do that. Crazy. Jufran, what is the key point of speaking English confidently? I am always confident in writing, but not in speaking. Can I just say it is the most difficult part of learning any language? Whatever the language, it doesn't matter what the language is. French, German, Spanish, English. Speaking the language is the hardest part because it is like performing. It is like giving a performance. So when you speak, when you use a language, you are actually performing. It is a little bit like performing. That is one of the reasons why people don't like standing up in front of others and they have to give a speech. So talking in front of many people is also a very hard thing to do. Hello, Connell. We love you, Mr. Duncan. All of my family, my daughter, Ezette, and also Fatima, and also my nieces and nephews love you very much. Thank you, Connell. Thank you very much for your lovely message. Sorry I didn't see it earlier, but the live chat was moving very quickly. We love you, all of my family. Can I say hello to Connell and your daughter? Both of your daughters, Ezette and also Fatima. Hello to you. And I'm glad to see you enjoy my live English streams. I'm back tomorrow, by the way. I will be back with you tomorrow. Unique Arena says, at least Mr. Steve tried to do the painting. He did try. Unfortunately, he also failed. And I will never let him forget it. I will never let him forget about it. Because it was me who had to repair all of the mess that he'd made. I had to put it right. If you put it right, it means you correct the thing that was done badly. So if something was done badly, you put it right. You correct all of the mistakes. You put it right. Ernesto says, I have a Vespa. Yeah, I love Vespas. You used to see Vespa scooters around in the UK during the late 50s. During the 1960s, you would see lots of people riding around on Vespa scooters. Vespas. You see them a lot in Italy. Hello, Anna. Hello also to Zab. I am struggling to form mixed tenses in English. when you are using tense, it really depends on what you are expressing. The basic form of any tense is future, present, and past. So those are the basic tenses. So each tense is showing when something has happened, is happening, or will happen. So in that sense, that particular type of tense is showing time. Time. Hello, TS. In Southeast Asia, almost everybody has a motorbike or scooter, and also the driving license. Oh, the driving license from one country can be used everywhere in Southeast Asia. I like that. That's pretty cool. I like that very much. So here we have the British driving license, which has nothing to do with the passport. Nothing to do with that. They are separate things. Hello also to Platina. You have to exercise your jaws in order to relax them and to be able to produce the English sounds. I make exercises and then make pronunciation exercises. Platina, that is a very good point. Many years ago, that was a strange sound. I can't do it now. Many years ago, I used to do exercises, certain exercises, when I was trying to feel confident about something I was about to say, something I was about to talk about. So there are certain exercises that you can do to relax your mouth before you start talking. So yes, I think that's a very good thing. Very good thing indeed. Hello, Mr. Duncan. My teacher used to say that through listening, we would collect passive vocabulary. When we start to talk in English, then it will become active. Learning passively is something that we do anyway, every day in our lives. If you receive information from around you, whatever it is, you are receiving it passively. So we passively learn all the time, even if we don't even realize it. We might not even realize that we are doing it. So sometimes we can learn passively without realizing that we are doing it. And this is one of the reasons why I like making these lessons. I like doing my live streams because it gives you a chance to listen to English being spoken. And of course, it is live as well. So you have the extra excitement of knowing everything I do and say is live and spontaneous. So anything could happen. Anything. Trying and failing is normal, but not trying at all is the worst thing of all. You are right. As I said at the start of today's lesson, never say give up, never give up, never say never. Always try something. Maybe you want to draw a picture. Try, give it a try. You might be very good at it. You might have some hidden talent that you are not aware of. Imagine that. Imagine having some sort of talent or ability that you didn't realize you had. Some people discover that they can sing very well. Some people discover that they enjoy writing. So you can sometimes discover new abilities. Never be afraid to try. Something that can change your life in a positive way. A positive way. Your voice sounds tired. Please drink some water. I will be drinking lots of water in a moment because it's almost time for me to go. I have 2 more minutes and I will see you tomorrow. Yes, I am back tomorrow. It is the last day of April tomorrow. we have reached the 30th of April tomorrow. I'm pretty sure tomorrow is the 30th. I will have to check and make sure. So tomorrow I will get the date right, even though I got it wrong today, and I will correct it later. I will put it right. I made a little mistake. I unfortunately put the wrong date on today's live stream. So yes, it is the 29th today, which means tomorrow is the 30th. And I will be back with you tomorrow. You have to discover your talent, so you have to try. Yes, some people think about doing it, but they never do it. You never know. You never know what you can do until you try to do it. Thank you very much to Ari. If we don't make mistakes, we learn nothing. That is true. That is very, very true. Thank you, Mohsen. Thank you very much for your lovely company. It is great to see you here. Every day is a new adventure. And I will be back with you tomorrow. Oh, we have some birds joining us. Oh, yes. So we have a blackbird, and also we have a baby greenfinch. Can you see the baby greenfinch? The bird in the middle is actually a young greenfinch. That is actually a chick. Can you see the chick? So that bird is actually a baby bird, and it's trying to eat some seed. And you can also see the blackbird as well. So there is a little baby bird. Wow, I can't believe it. I can't believe we are actually watching a little baby bird, although it seems to be having difficulty eating the seeds. It is learning how to do it. So even that little bird there, the little bird we are watching now on the screen, it has to learn how to eat. And that's what it's doing right now. It is slowly learning. Wow, incredible. Even though it doesn't seem to be enjoying it. It seems to be struggling. Don't worry, little bird. Just keep trying. Don't give up. You will get it right one day. Ah, what a lovely way to end today's live stream. A little baby greenfinch. A little baby. That was a little baby, fresh from the nest. Can you believe it? Thank you very much, Ernesto. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you, Javi. Thank you also to Francesca. I've enjoyed today's live chat. I've enjoyed this live stream, and I hope you have as well. Thank you, Zab. Your method of teaching is amazing, and I know others have copied it as well. I wouldn't be surprised, but don't forget, I was here first. I was. A very long time ago. Catch you tomorrow. Yes, I am back with you tomorrow. Don't forget, 2 p.m. UK time. Back with you tomorrow. Have a good afternoon, Mr. Duncan. I will try my best. I am going to have a drink of water. I am going to soothe my throat. I am giving it some lovely relaxation. I will rest my voice for the rest of the day. And of course, thank you very much for your lovely company today. We've talked about lots of things, ability, things you are able to do, things that you are unable to do, lots of lovely subjects. I will see you tomorrow, and of course, until tomorrow, you know what's coming next. Until we meet each other again here on YouTube, this is Mr. Duncan in England saying thanks for watching, thanks for joining me. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time, and of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now.